And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
The Giants lost. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. For those of you who know me, you know where I'm going. The Giants lost to the worst team in the major leagues.
How you feeling, Eric?
Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. Post-game, game one, Giants, Rockies. Giants lose to the worst team in the MLB. Tough one. The Giants needed to win this one, guys. I mean, you had a pitcher up there. You had him. You got 3 runs off him, which was nice in 6 innings. But then after that, it was over. There was no other runs scored after that 6th inning. Tyler Rogers came out and had a stinker. He did. I mean, come on. Let's not beat around the bush here. Tyler Rogers, he's been good. He's been great. Well, we could even say that he's been great coming out of bullpen today. Just didn't have it. Rockies were able to score 2 runs, and that was it. Giants kind of mounted a little bit of a rally. Wilmer got that nice hit to left field. They pinched hit for him for Wisely. Smart move, man. Smart move. I like what Melvin did there. But he tries to steal, and I don't know what type of slide that was, but it is what it is. He got thrown out at second. It washed off that leadoff hit, and then the Giants weren't able to do anything the rest of the game. Verlander looked great today, man. What was that, 6 1/3? Only allowed 2 runs. He didn't have a lot of strikeouts, but man, he stayed in the game. Melvin went to the bullpen. Doval looked good, and hey, I mean, I had no issue with going to Tyler there in the 8th inning. It just didn't work. The problem is the Giants didn't score enough runs. 3 runs, man. I mean, usually in Oracle Park, you might be able to get away with that, considering the bullpen has been pretty dominant. So you probably felt pretty good. But damn, man, Glenn, the Rockies came into this game 5-25. 5-25 they came into this game.
And they're hot. They've got a 2-game win streak on the go right now.
No, man.
That's something for them. But look who they're playing. Dude, you talked about the pitching, and I think there are some weaknesses in our pitching staff. However, don't make excuses, Eric. Where is the quality lineup 1 through 9? We don't have one. We don't have one. And on top of that, somebody made a comment. I'm going to bring it up here. And I was thinking about this around the 6th inning as well. I told you off the air, I was going to text you. And my thought tonight watching it by the 6th inning was, we're letting them stick around.
Yeah.
We're letting them stick around. This is too close, dude. This can go south in a hurry. Brent comes in saying, Melvin moving the lineup around. He did that crap last year. Leave it alone. You got, Jesus, Koss. He's a minor league player, Eric. Come on. Koss is a minor leaguer. You don't have Jung-Hoo Lee in there. You're moving the lineup around. I love Wilmer, but he's up batting third tonight. There's no stability, Eric, and they can't put anything together. And then, my God, Eric, I'm telling you, this no truer words have been spoken.
I'm having chest pain.
When they're batting, Lamont Wade Jr. is a pinch hitter batting about 140. Come on. Holy crap. I could not believe my eyes. If that's what we've got on the bench and that's all you got to call on,
that's all you had to call on. Who else are you gonna...
Then that's a sad tale of Giants baseball, dude. It's going to come crashing down. I said 79 wins. People are like, you're crazy. You're nuts. This is the 90-win team. Where's Robert Rothberg tonight? Where's Robert?
It's one game. It's a bad game, but I'm
you said that 2 days ago. I
think
you said it yesterday. I was a little under the weather. But come on. It's one game. No, it's 3 games, and you lost to the worst team.
I know. It is. You lost to the worst team. And you know what? And that's what makes it even worse. Honestly, good point, Glenn. Because
one more. I thought early in the game, again, it wasn't really, everything seemed to be coming to my mind. I was like the Schwami in the 6th inning. I thought, Eric, did you not think by the 6th inning, I thought, we're letting them stick around. Colorado could have done even more damage. They ran themselves out of a few innings and a few runs, I thought.
No.
It could have been maybe tied
and look,
earlier in the game. However, they just don't have enough depth, Eric.
Bailey picked off a guy, threw out a guy. Bailey had a great time behind the freaking plate. Unfortunately, the bats. I mean, and here's the thing. Here,
he can't hit.
Let's talk about this. Let's just get into it. We'll see the box. So the Giants had 9 hits. But here, I'm going to show you something real quick here right off the bat.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
There we go. Box score time. Giants lose 4-3 to the worst team in the major leagues. The Colorado Rockies now are 6-25. Giants are 19-13. The winning pitcher is Savili, 1-2 with a 4.8 ERA. Loss goes to Rogers, and then a save goes to Agnos. Before we get into box score, I'll tell you the tale of the tape here. Colorado, 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Giants, 1 for 5. In a close game as this one, which was 1 run, that kind of tells you. Kind of tells you, man. Tells you.
Rough outing for Rogers. I'm not going to pin it on him. He's been lights out all season, man.
It was.
It's the fact we can't put any innings together, man. And you realize, Eric, every time it seems we're putting innings together, we're still relying on the long ball.
Yeah, here, let's talk about this. Ramos today had a hit. Big fly, his hit into left center. I think that almost went 450 feet, if I'm not mistaken. So that was nice to see. Adames, 2 hits. Flores, 2 hits. Chapman with a hit. Yastrzemski with 2 hits. Look at that. 1 through 5, we're getting it done now.
Yeah, but look at Yastrzemski. He's coming back down to earth, and you've only got 1 decent hitter, Jung-Hoo Lee. Look at those. Look at those averages.
Whoa. No, Yastrzemski isn't. He's batting 284.
I said he's coming back down to earth. He was batting 3-something. Now it's 284. Give it another 2 weeks. He'll be batting 230, Eric.
He's been doing pretty good, man. I've been impressed with him. But
yeah, we were doing good.
Let's look at this, though. Matos, VR, Bailey, Koss. Between those 4, you got 1 hit.
No depth. No hitting depth.
Matos, look, it's unfair to Matos. It's great. They pulled him out of mothball. Yeah, we haven't seen Matos with a bat in his hand in how long? It's been games since we've seen Matos.
And Villar. To be fair, Villar, he's not an everyday player either.
And I forgot he was on the roster. It's like, and that's what do you expect from the Geese? And here's the question. Can I ask you guys? Because I don't know what the answer is to this. Why did Lee have a day off today? They had a day off, 2 games in San Diego. Why did they give him another day off? Does anyone know? Is he aching some? Maybe it might be. Maybe he just needed another day. I haven't heard anything about it, but I would have loved to see Lee out there because the Giants need to get some of these wins, man, especially over these easy teams. Man. But again, looking at these numbers, Ramos again is starting to hit. He started getting hot in San Diego, and I'm like what he's doing. Adames has been hot ever since the Texas series. I liked his at-bats. His average is starting to come up. Flores had a better game because in San Diego, he sucked. Flores and Chapman absolutely sucked in San Diego. Chapman should have had a second hit, but he got oracled. That ball was crushed to right center. I mean, that was a 400-plus yard, 400-plus foot shot into right center. But, of course, in Oracle Park, you know what that means? It means it's an out. So I like what Chapman was doing today. Who else do we got here? Yastrzemski's been having a great year, man. Having a great year. Playing some good defense. He kind of double clutched the throw to home plate. Might have had him, maybe not. I don't know. That would have been tough. And then, of course, the bottom of the lineup we already talked. And of course, the pitching line, again, Verlander was great. 6 1/3, 5 hits, only 2 earned, only 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Duvall came in for 2/3, was great. Tyler Rogers, not so great. And then Rodriguez came in, looked pretty good, gave up 1 walk and had 2 strikeouts. Unfortunately, it just didn't work. It just didn't work out, man. It didn't. Yeah, 400 yards, right?
You're going to be saying that when we miss the playoffs. It just didn't work out.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
And then people will say, what happened to the first month of the season, Eric? What happened to this great record? What happened to the big start, Eric?
No, absolutely. And that's something to talk about. The Giants, look, they were 8-1 to start off the season. Now they're about 500. So it just kind of tells you where this club is right now. I mean, and that's a great question to ask, guys. What is the club? Is this club 500, below 500, above 500?
Dude, I've been telling you all along, Eric, the way these wins are coming. Night in, night out.
Well, today wasn't.
No, you're getting a taste of what I'm telling you. Dude, I've seen a lot of baseball.
It's
more baseball. I'm a lot older and wiser than most of you.
I'm telling you, it's just part of a season. It is. The problem is, a team like the Colorado Rockies, you needed to go out there and get away, especially against Freeland. Kyle Freeland came in today's game 0-4. He had almost a 6 ERA. They should have beat up on him a little bit more than what they did. I mean, they did get 3 runs, so that's not bad. 3 runs in 6 innings. You're kind of getting to him.
I'll tell you how bad this team is. Can you go back to the statistic page, Eric?
The box score we just did?
And bring up the Colorado Rockies. I want you to take a look how consistent their batting averages are. 253, 267. I got a 267. I see a 239, a 230, a 250. And we've got, may I remind you, 218, 200, 140, 146. I can't believe I'm saying that. 123. Lamont, 1, 2, 3. It should be 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out for him. And it usually is. You got Bailey. Bailey's just cracking the ball at a 155 clip. And I think it was Ibrahim says, yeah, Joey Bart, pretty decent catcher. And the guy's batting 294.
Mm-hmm.
So enough with this. Bailey's the greatest catcher in baseball history. Come on, he can't hit.
He's got an issue.
You know the
funny thing?
With the bat. Lamont Wade Jr. is going to pass him in batting average if he does, and that's bad. That's bad.
That's bad. Yeah, exactly.
You know what pisses me off the most? The goddamn frustration of this ball club, dude. The fact that you know what we've got. We go on this winning tangent at the beginning of the year. Everybody gets all bent into shape that we're the greatest team. And look at the weaknesses, Eric.
Yeah, look. Were they playing above their heads a little bit? I think they were, right? Playing above their heads.
Yep.
He's here. The Giants will survive after this loss.
Yeah, there's always next year, Robert.
Oh, man.
That to me is a major problem, Robert. Robert says Posey will show more patience. He showed too much goddamn patience in the offseason. We made one move and then signed Verlander. What more patience do you want? Am I wrong, Eric? Are we too patient? And this signing a guy to be, if I sign a guy to do a job at the radio station and he goes, you know what, Glenn, give me a couple of years, I'll be really good at this job. I say, I got the wrong guy for the job, Eric.
Baseball's a little bit different, though. I mean, you got to be careful because with baseball, you got to a certain extent, you got to give a guy some run to see if he can get out of it because it's so long. You don't have to tomorrow. You don't have to freaking work a miracle and then all of a sudden you're playing the World Series the next day. You're just not.
How's he going to build this team? You're going to have to do it through an expanded. You're going to have to draft. You're going to build this team. So it's going to be about a 5-year plan, Eric. We got nobody to trade.
That's what it is. But that's what it is. That's what. Unfortunately, here when you work through the draft, look, Posey has yet to have a draft yet. That's it. I mean, that's the thing. This is not his team, so to speak. The only fingerprints on his on the team is Adames and Verlander. That's it. Everything else is the previous regime, and even the previous regime. That's what he's got to work with, and it's not going to be his team, so to speak, until a few years into his tenure, because he's got to be able to draft and he's got to be able to either trade or make some free agent moves. That's the problem with baseball. It's glacier type of speed. This is not, we're not at rocket speeds here, right? It's just not. These things take a long time. I'll tell you what my issue is though. This is the damn Colorado Rockies against a really bad pitcher at this time. You needed to thump these guys coming out of the gate. You're back home again. They needed to get something done today.
Dude, we're not thumping anybody. We lead Major League Baseball with 5, or I think that, no, we didn't. In the month of April, here's how the stat read tonight on the game. The month of April, this was the most walk-off wins in Giants franchise history in the month of April. So if you're walking them off, you ain't thumping nobody, Eric. And as I mentioned at the start, here's George saying the same thing.
That's
Ninth
fair.
inning, depending on Wade and Bailey to tie the game. Dude, I think I said it to you in this tone of voice, maybe a little calmer, but I said, Eric, we don't have a team where the opposing pitchers are like nibbling their fingers down to a nub in panic mode facing this lineup.
Yeah, right now it's not that great. You got, and that the problem is, I think what the issue with the lineup right now is the inconsistency. There's times where you have guys who are hitting and then other guys aren't, and then you could swap it. I mean, for example, Lee and Flores were pretty much the only guys that were really hitting on the team. Then for a while, Chapman was hitting, but now Chapman isn't hitting. For the whole time, Adames hasn't been hitting, and now he's starting to hit. Wade hasn't hit all year. Bailey hasn't hit all year. So, I mean, there's going to have to be some damn conversations going on. Here we are. This is what, May 1st. We've turned the calendar, Glenn.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no more, give it some time.
Well, now they're going to have to start making decisions, because I guarantee you there's probably some conversations happening. If things aren't turning around by the mid or the end of this month, I think I would not be surprised whatsoever if you start seeing some moves.
And this lineup is not designed for playoff baseball either, Eric. We were playing the Colorado Rockies tonight, and if this was a best of 3 series, you lost the first game with a good pitching performance.
Yeah.
You got a decent pitching performance, but this team can't hit.
Yeah.
Dude, smoke and mirrors. Smoke.
And here's another thing. We talked about the health. Now Fitzgerald is going to be on the IL for 10 days. Or is it 50? No, it's 10 days. He's got a fractured rib. So we'll see how long he's going to be out for. That's not good because, again, he's a guy that you need on base. He's a dynamic guy. He gets on base, able to steal a bag. He's been playing some decent defense, so that's going to hurt a little bit. Now you got Wisely up. I'm pretty sure we're going to see him the next 3 games because I think the Giants are facing 3 righties for the rest of the series. So
yeah, but
we'll
dude, go out into the yard behind your house and look for a 4-leafer tomorrow because don't forget we got Hicks going Saturday. Well, we looking at a split all of a sudden now, Eric.
Who's pitching tomorrow? Who's pitching tomorrow, Ray?
Robbie Ray.
Whatever.
This could be at best a split.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm saying it.
If they split,
I told you they get swept by the Padres. Guess what? They got swept by the Padres. And I wasn't here to talk about it last night. I was geared up for the show, too.
But they did not get swept by the Texas Rangers. So they were able to win the series against
Texas gave them a win on Sunday.
Hey, got to catch the ball, man.
Let's play ring around the rosy with throwing it around the ball dive.
You got to catch and throw the ball, man. You got to catch and throw the ball. Period.
Anyway.
Yeah, man.
It is what it is, Eric.
Verlander has still yet to get a win. He got a no decision on this one.
The smoke's clearing, the mirrors are cracking. You notice something, Eric? You notice I haven't wavered all season? You notice there's a bit of a change in the atmosphere of the chat tonight.
No, Live has been pretty hard on the Giants the whole time.
There's a few guys in here thinking, uh-oh, hold on.
No, the guys that are saying that are the guys who have been down on the Giants from the very beginning. So, and I get it. I understand. I totally understand it. And I'm just giving it a little bit more time. And then when the time is right, then I could start coming out here and start shitting a little bit more. But right now, not so much. Mario Glenn is the Giants hater number 1.
I'm a Giant hater, or I'm telling it like it. Have I been wrong, Eric? Have I been wrong? We coming back down to 500?
You were wrong about the Texas series. You were wrong about the Texas series.
What did I say? A sweep?
You said a sweep.
And I nailed San Diego series.
I saw the San Diego series not being good. Yeah, I saw the San Diego series not being good.
If this, if we could get the government involved, they can do anything they want. We could let's make it April till about May the 20th. Just add a couple. Can we just add, Eric? Can we just add a couple of weeks to the month of April on the calendar? Johnny
LeMaster will, and his 222 average would fit in well in this lineup.
Dude, he'd be a middle of the pack batter on this club.
Oh my gosh! Hey, I had a privilege of being able to hear Chris Spire talk today on a Zoom call. That was awesome.
I love that. One of my favorite players of all time. My favorite Giant of all time.
Dude. As a matter of fact, I don't know hey, Gary, are you out there? I don't know if he put it up on YouTube yet, but it should be up on YouTube shortly. It was awesome. The guy
Dean, come on into the show,
awesome.
Dean. Dean was there.
You want to throw the? Oh, okay. I want to throw out the link. Why not?
Dean had breaking news before the game even started, Eric. I was going to bring this up on the platform tonight. Dean had breaking news. He says, Glenn, I'm at the ballpark. Just wanted to let you know they've thrown the ceremonial first pitch.
Oh, for
do you know who it was? You don't know who it was.
I know who it was. Ooh. I got texted who it was.
Oh, you did? See, everybody's talking. You're getting texts. I'm getting pictures. Everybody's talking. Caitlin Chen with the opening pitch, man. And it was probably one of the most exciting things of the whole night.
That's what did it in. We got jinxed. Jinxed. Damn WNBA coming out here throwing out the first pitch. Thank you, WNBA. Damn it. Why are you having an NBA?
Well, are we lucky or not lucky? You're telling me it's their fault and you're throwing up a shamrock. Jesus.
Come on, man. God.
Somebody texted me as well earlier today, and they brought up a great point. And you and I have both talked about it, Eric. They said, Glenn, we got to improve the hitting. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. What you just figuring that out?
Captain
and
Obvious,
they said, Glenn, who do we have trade pieces? And who can we call up? I go, No and no.
No, there is some trade pieces because have you seen what the pitching's been doing in Sacramento? The pitching's been good. The lineup sucks ass.
So
The lineup sucks ass, but the pitching,
fine.
oh wow.
So let me then inquire, Eric. You're talking about building this team in the draft, and it's going to take years, not this year, not next year. Then you want to give away young pitching? Is that the right way to go?
It depends, and I'll tell you, that's a good
This
point.
team is in an awkward spot.
It depends on where if you want to fast forward to the trade deadline, depending on where the club is, if you need a bat, we're going to have some pitchers, I think, in AAA that will fetch a bat. There's no doubt about it. But again, to your point, you have to weigh the pros and the cons. Do you want to give up this good young arm to get this bat? Is it going to be a rental? Is it going to be more long-term? That's a great question. But that's something that we can't answer here on May 1st. We just can't answer that question.
And I don't think we even have to talk about it in any great detail until then, Eric. But here's just my early prognostication, dude. This is not a World Series winning team. I don't even think it's a playoff team. When it comes to the trade deadline, they better look at improving this club for the future, not this year.
I'm interested on how Buster Posey does in his first draft. That's going to be quite interesting to see how that works out. But, yeah, hey, there's Dean. You want to bring Dean in?
Yeah, the way it's going right now, there's going to be a lot of fresh faces here next year. Wade's not going to be here. Yaz won't be here. Got to make a lot. There's going to be a revamped team next year, Eric. Dean, you were at the game. You got to see the ceremonial first pitch, and that was about all the excitement. What the hell happened?
Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
First day with his new microphone. I got to teach him a few
There you go.
things.
Can you hear me?
There he goes.
Yep, we're good.
Right. Gotta work those kinks out. But yeah, so got there a little early. Was able to catch the ceremonial first pitch. But
first thing he's talking about. There you go. There you go.
We got to see. I saw Caitlin Chen, the first round draft pick of the Golden State Valkyries, was thrown out the first pitch in honor of, I believe, for Taiwanese Heritage Night. And, I was like, immediately, I was just like, oh, Glenn's going to get a kick.
Well, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. That part I could get behind.
Yeah, but if you jump from the first inning to the last inning, were you back in time to see the post I put up there? I think I erased it. Somebody had come in. Oh, here it is. Ninth inning, you got Wade and Bailey to tie the and Wade was your pinch hitter. What were you thinking up in the stands? You thinking this is over?
Yeah, I mean, it was bottom three of the lineup, which has traditionally.
Problem is who are you going to go to? Because the only person you had on the bench at that time was Wade, right? Wade and Jung-Hoo Lee. No, Jung-Hoo Lee came in.
Yeah, Jung-Hoo Lee was already in at that point.
That was it, man. There's no one else you could go to. And hey, it is what it is. And who are you going to have? You're going to have VR go up there? Probably not, right?
Yeah, I mean,
trying to get that match.
I'm not so. I don't think it was necessarily the wrong move to put Wade in there, but it's definitely a desperation move.
But that's the problem, is because
there's no other option they've got.
And there you go, and that kind of speaks to what's going on with Wade. We don't know what's going on with Bailey. I don't know. These guys are not playing up to their quote unquote the back of their baseball card. They're not. They are subpar. And can they get out of it? We have no answer. The only way we'll know is when they start hitting. And I thought maybe Wade was starting to come out of it a little bit in San Diego, but then his last game, he had 3 strikeouts. So, I mean, man, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely. There's not. This is one of those games so far. I mean, actually, we've kind of had 3 of them in a row now where we haven't really had a ton to really hang our hats on in terms of positive things that we can draw out of this. I mean, like, what if I'm really grasping at straws here? Okay, sure. I guess Yaz's defense looked pretty good today.
Yeah.
Sure. Ramos had a good sliding grab. That was pretty cool.
I know Chapman had an error, but he did have that one inning. He had 3.
Oh yeah,
there was putouts.
Yeah, he had some good putouts too. But like again, that only matters so much if you are able to hold a lead.
Right.
They can't hold a lead. They can't get the lead back. Everyone's striking out the wazoo. And it's Rockies pitching. These are the guys who are like ranked
Correct.
29th overall, I think, somewhere in that ballpark.
Right. I mean, the guys
trotted out outside their closer had a 5+ ERA.
Yes. The starter had almost a 6. The next reliever almost a 5.
But you know what? Apparently having a 6+ ERA is outweighed by being a lefty.
Apparently. Oh, and here we go. And it rears its ugly head, Glenn. Forgot to neglected to talk about that. The starting pitcher was a lefty. Now, granted, but here's the thing. The Giants scored 3 runs off of him. So it's not necessarily because of the lefty, but the Giants happened to lose when the lefty had started. It's weird. I mean, we're getting a little bit.
Even so, when the offense went out there, after the first inning, I'm already they got the leadoff home run, great, but they're leaving a lot of meat on the bone right now. They got
whoa,
cat down,
man down.
It wasn't Wilmer.
Trying to get my attention right now. But yeah, I mean, they got left 2 on base in the first. They were able to get some more scoring done in the, I think it was 5th or 6th. Lil was leaving guys on board. It's the same thing as we've been seeing from the offense for the past couple of weeks. They can sometimes string some hits together, but they just aren't getting them home. They're no longer getting the long ball, which was something that they were getting in the early part of the year. They're mostly just getting singles, which, like, if you're getting them back to back to back, sure, that'll work out. But there's so many holes in this lineup, and they're all over the place, man. Like, Chapman's not hitting well. Adames is coming around, but we still need to see a little bit more out of him. And Ramos has some power, but he's still striking out quite a bit. Fitzgerald's out with his with the rib situation, so. Man, it's especially in a game where you're not starting Jung-Hoo Lee. Even so, that's still rough from the offense.
I don't know if you saw it just before you came on the air. I don't know if you were in the green room or not. I said to Eric, he brought up the stats. I said, Colorado has got a better hitting team per average. They can't win games. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. But
the question came up about why Jung-Hoo Lee didn't play today. Do you think that
maybe he's got
this is where they start freaking around with the lineup? Jung-Hoo gets another day off. Do you think they looked and went, it's Colorado? Now they're going.
That's actually something that kind of speaks to a point that you mentioned before, that they seem to have been kind of. They've kind of played up to or down to the level of the competition that they've been facing so far.
That's not good.
And that is absolutely not good. You got to put your best foot forward no matter what team you're facing. You can't overlook Colorado just because they're a 5-25 team. They're still, it's those in-division matchups, man. You never know what's going to happen, and you got to be ready for everything. That's what we pay them for. We pay them to be professionals, and if you're not gonna. If it's just that Jung-Hoo Lee needed a break, I mean, I can see that certainly, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the lineup has to pick up the slack somehow. They can't just be like, oh, we don't have Jung-Hoo Lee around, so we're just gonna go through it. It's not really, it's not gonna.
See what Bay Area Music said. Adames, never an all-star, no Gold Gloves, a 247 career hitter. A big overpay.
Oh, let's not talk about overpays. Let's not talk about overpays.
Adames, Lee, Jesus, dumpster dive.
Okay, let me ask you this, Dean. You were at the game.
Yeah.
Wisely on the TV, it looked horrible. That was just a bad slide. He looked like he almost looked like he was pulling up. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, that was a huge mistake because you get that leadoff hit, with Flores. You pinch run for him, which was the smart move. You get a faster guy out there. That makes sense. But for them to do that steal and then the way he slid into the second base, it just looked bad.
It was just bad situational baseball. That was not the right choice for that situation. They had nobody out. You really don't need to. You really don't need to risk it. And you've got Yaz, who's been hitting well. You need to kind of trust him to do his thing. I mean, you get somebody else up and with more outs, then I can kind of understand. And maybe it's just like, oh, maybe he just got a bad foot forward. But that was just poor situational base running.
He didn't swing. There was no hit and run on that play, was there?
No.
I can't remember what happened with the pitch. I think it was a straight steal, wasn't it?
I think it was a straight steal.
Yeah.
It was a straight steal. Yeah.
So this isn't the first time, Eric, and not the first time recently, in recent memory, a little recency bias, you used to call it, that we're questioning the managerial decisions, dude.
No, I think he had it stolen. And the problem is he just didn't slide. He should have.
I wouldn't have been stealing anyway.
He's fast, but I'm just saying, if he got a good jump, and now I don't know, Dean, if you're able to see how big of a jump he got, but I think it was the slide. It was the way he slid into second base more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, like his first step was I would say was fine, but like going into it, I think even the slide not with this, if it weren't for the bad slide, it probably would have been close. I still think he might have been out at the plate at that point in time, but that's all purely speculation. But yeah, with the slide, he slowed down.
The slide. What did you see? The slide. I mean, he was almost halfway standing up.
You're kind of fumbling it.
It was just it was horrible.
Yeah.
But even when you take that out of it, one of the most common themes in our thread tonight, Abraham again, another one coming in, saying what I said earlier.
Yeah,
you've got a 125 hitter who's pinch hitting. You're pinch hitting for a batter with a 125 hitter.
I know, dude. It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad, but again, that comes back to the point. What choice do we have?
You had no other choice. That's the
Who
problem.
did he pinch hit for?
VR.
I'd roll the dice with VR.
Maybe.
My counterpoint is we've rolled our dice with VR for the last 3 years, and look where that's true.
That's a point. That's a good point.
Yeah, but sporadic. He's gotten a few bats here, a few bats there. We rolled our dice for 30 days with Lamont Wade Jr.
Yeah, but the problem is he's a known commodity. That he's not batting where he normally bats. That's the part.
Lamont? I would not use the name Lamont Wade and commodity in the same sentence.
You didn't, but that's what I'm saying. You know what you got in him, and what he's doing right now is not.
You know what is going to happen? He's going to get sent to AAA, and he's going to be the bus driver there.
Let's look at this, and because I don't know what the hell is he. I don't think he's hurt. Here, let's look.
That doesn't explain just messy plate discipline on his part. I mean. But yeah, and Eric, I agree in the sense that I didn't see necessarily this poor of a start coming from Lamont Wade. I mean, he's a guy, you look at this,
here we go.
2024, 380 on base percentage, 2023, 373 on base percentage. He was drawing walks. He's getting on base more than a third of the time. And now it's tanked completely
Here's his late night. His late night Lamont was in 2021, right? Batted 253, 326. 18 home runs, right? Great year. 2022, he was hurt. Batted 207. Bad. 2023, he's healthy again. Had 17 home runs, batted 256, 373 on base in 2023. 2024, batted 260, had a 380 on base. This is not 125 and 253 is not Lamont Wade. It just isn't.
Oh, it is.
I don't know what's
I'm reading it right there on the screen. 125. That is what.
No. What I'm saying is that is not his history. From what he is from 2021 to 2024, this is who he is. He's around a 250 hitter, right around there. He's not a 125
that about a lot
hitter.
Of players, Eric. You reach a plateau.
I don't think he's plateaued, though. But I don't think that's, they don't fall off that precipitously. It just that's not usually when someone is doing that, they got an injury. There's something. From what I've seen, it doesn't look like he is.
Okay, I think he's done.
Going wrong.
I think he's done. I think he's done. I think he's finished.
You know what? Let's take a look at something. Where is his bat speed? I'm gonna look at his baseball savant. What in the hell?
Dean it sounded like he was playing with the Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, sorry. I just needed to wipe my camera down. I noticed there was a lot of glare there.
No worries.
So he comes on the air. He doesn't turn the mic off. He doesn't turn the mic on, and he doesn't turn it on. Oh, we got to teach you a few things, Dean.
In my defense, it has
were there a lot of people getting dogs and refreshments before the game? Did it pick up? Because when I texted you in the first inning, I said, "Holy crap! It looks empty." Did it pick up?
It picked up a little bit. I mean, I would say the club level was mostly filled out, but upper levels were still pretty empty.
Yeah.
I mean, but I grant them, it's a Thursday. It's also was quite windy and quite cold out today. So and there's and usually sometimes there's like a giveaway to really make up for it. Like I said, there was Taiwanese Heritage Night, but other than that, there wasn't like a gate giveaway or anything. So I wasn't super surprised at the lack of people showing up. Also, again, some people kind of overlooked that it was the Rockies, so it was like, not really a big one. And,
worked out in your favor, though. You got a great seat tonight.
I did. Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of the weekday games is that you can get good seats for relatively cheap.
Yeah, there you go. And here's his baseball savant. His barrel percentage is way down. Exit velocity is barely above average.
Chase percentage, though.
Chase percent, no, that's good. Isn't that? No, that's good. That means
that's good. I'm just like
that's
there's
great.
One thing that we can hang their hat on, but it's like
right. And his walk, right?
And he's got some walks, but everything else is like
his bat speed.
Can't.
That's maybe there's something I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Everything else. Look at it. But is he? Where's his strength? What it really is his strength. You've got to have multiple strengths. So he can't field very well. He has no arm strength.
His fielding's good. His fielding's decent, actually. His fielding at first base is actually not too bad.
It's better than VR.
Now, they're just talking about his range. They're not talking about his actual fielding. That's arm strength and his range. Granted, he's kind of got some cement for feet. Not as bad as Flores, but yeah, but he still has a decent glove. Problem is his bat, man. His bat.
He's done, Eric. He's done.
Look at it live. No, man, I'm just looking at it I'm trying to look at it with no bias. Because you look at his numbers, it's something is not adding up. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me what it is because I can't tell you what it is. But something is definitely wrong, and I don't know what it is.
I think if you look at it with no bias, you go, get this guy off the team, Eric.
No, you know what? And it may come to that point. Because, right, I mean, it eventually it's going to come to a head. He's either got to, quote-unquote, shit or get off the pot, right?
Yeah, we've been saying that for a few weeks now already, right?
Yeah.
Give him. And this was last year, Bob Melvin had that kind of an assessment of his players. Oh, give it to the middle of May. And
well, that's what you do. In baseball, that's just what you do. You give guys enough time. Because think about it. Has Lamont Wade, to a certain extent, he has a history. So you should be able to give him an opportunity. Hey, if you could get out of it, that's great. If he can't get out of it, well, we might need to make a move here. I mean, and honestly, I think Wade would understand. I mean, he'll be pissed off, I'm sure. But look, it's results oriented. And right now there is no results that are oriented right now with Lamont Wade.
Slater equals Wade, which means Wade equals Slater.
Yeah. Right now.
Oh, man, I remember that whole Slater saga from last year.
Yeah, the good thing for Slater, though, he bounced around about 4 teams. Wade won't have a home.
I love it. Ibrahim. Wade has missed the pot. Now there's Dookie everywhere. Dookie everywhere.
All over the field, man. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
D shot.
Oh.
He nails it. Erica can tell you what it is. He sucks.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Guys, the closer as each day is marked off the calendar, late dump Lamont.
Implying he's not a dump at any other part of the game.
Yeah, you know what? Oh, there's some live ones tonight. Wait until Wade starts hitting. It sounds like a lot like wait till Soler starts hitting.
No, I hear you. But again, guys, and the way I'm trying to look at it is I'm trying to look at it from a perspective that this is a long ass freaking season, and you have time for them to try to get it right. And then if you have to, you can make that move. And what will the move be? I could not tell you guys. I can't. Ooh, what about Bailey? Well, that's another one. I don't know. I don't know, man. He catches a great game, plays fantastic defense, but his bat is gone, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I'd argue the at-bat. I mean, I'd still argue the at-bats for Bailey have been worse than Wade's in the last week or so.
Problem is, Bailey's not going anywhere. He's not. This is who we're stuck with. Okay, Mike, who are you going to go with other than Bailey? Right now, who are you going to go with?
And that's a problem for the Giants.
There you
again.
go.
No.
It's the same dang thing, right? Same dang thing as first base. There's no other option.
There's no other option right now.
You think losing Fitzgerald was an issue? If Bailey was to go down for a long stretch, we're screwed, guys.
Yeah. Let me see something here.
When you go to the bench, you expect players to be of a lesser quality. I think there's a lot of problems on the field in our starting nine. Including the DA.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm going to have to start doing this, guys. We might have to start doing this.
Good turnout tonight. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate it.
All right, let's take a look. Talking about first base. Let's talk about first base. Yesterday wasn't so good. Today, it's amazing how a day can change. Eldridge, 3 for 4, 1 RBI, 1 strikeout. Brought his average up to 280. OPS, 859. Let's see. What did he do? Had a double. Good for him.
Nice work.
There we go. There we go. We might have to start doing this, guys. We might have to start doing the whole Eldridge watch. Now, do I think he's coming up anytime soon? No, he's not. He's not coming up anytime soon. To get work in the minor leagues so that when he gets his call, he is ready to go.
Yeah, we should be giving him as much time to develop.
And that's interesting because look where he's batting. What position did he play today?
He's at DH today.
DH. Okay. He's not playing first base. I figured he'd be getting all these reps at first base. But it doesn't look like that's what's happening. Hey, Fuji Simeon. Thank you, sir, for the first one today.
And now, another Giant Sports Talk Live Super Chat.
Thanks, Fuji. Donates $2. Thank you, sir. If Bailey goes down, Posey will answer the call. Couldn't do worse. Couldn't do worse. But again, this is something that we should keep an eye on with what's going on with LG, because I guarantee you there's going to be calls from everywhere and everyone about bringing up Eldridge. I know it's coming. It's coming. Do I agree with it? Not so much. No, I don't, because I think he needs time. Well, the weather tomorrow is supposed to be beautiful, mid-70s. Yesterday and today, mid-80s, man. It was a little warm, but tomorrow, in the next couple of days, it's supposed to be.
You know what's working in Posey's favor? What he can lay back on that whole conversation is our record at this point of the season.
Yeah, right. 19-13.
If it was the other way around,
but
if it was the other way around and we were losing to the Rockies,
then it's a different. You're right. No, that's a great point, Glenn. 100%. If the club was 13-19, oh my God, the pitchforks, the freaking torches, they would all be out in force. There's no doubt about it.
Nicely said.
Right?
I see a switch though. It's bubbling under, maybe.
There is bubbling.
But I see our chat getting a little more nervous anticipation for the rest of this series. There are people. I even get a Mike O agreeing. Goes, Glenn, I can't believe I'm saying I agree with you on a lot of shit tonight, but I'm agreeing. So when Mike O comes in hard on my corner, jeez.
Boy.
It's
I'm picking up John Bowker and Brett Pill.
what were you feeling around the ballpark? Was there any like anybody around you talking baseball tonight like I was with you, Dean? Everybody saying, what the hell are we doing losing to the Colorado Rockies? Why are we tied in the 9th? Why are we tied in the 8th or whatever it was?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, it was the atmosphere was fine up until the 8th inning, and then when we lost the lead, then of course, then that's when things started to, the energy started to turn in the complete opposite direction for sure. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, I feel like a lot of people who are there are kind of like taking all the records for their face value. It's like, oh, we're 19-12, they're 5-25. We should be winning this game, and we were for a portion of it, which was rare. Actually, over the last few weeks, we've been kind of coming from behind most of the time, and up until the 8th inning, we were either tied or in the lead. So people were pretty happy about that, but not a good day for one thing that was a little also unexpected was, Tyler Rogers, definitely like I was actually, I was talking to the guy next to me, and he's just like, we're noticing his pitches were hanging a little bit more than we're used to. Sure enough, he got pretty shelled today. And ultimately that's all that did it. And so, obviously, you like them to score more than 3 runs, but,
Eric, who's the back? Ooh, I never remember his name, and I don't watch his channel. Who's the backward hat guy?
Oh,
does a great show from
yeah.
the few I've seen.
Why can't I remember his damn name?
Big Blue Jay fan.
Jim Riley.
Jim Riley. He broke down earlier today, and I didn't get a chance to see. Just saw his thumbnail out there. Guys, check it out after the show. Give him a like. He had a show today about who has the softest May schedule. Giants right up there. What an interesting way to start the month of May.
Yeah, well,
thanks, Jim Riley. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. For what it's worth, we did have a pretty tough April, all things considered, by opposing teams' records. I think we were like top 5 in toughest schedules for April. But yeah, now if that's the case, then you need to capitalize when you're playing against the teams that you should be winning against, and they're not setting a good precedent right now.
Tommy, get the pitchers hitting out there. So they get DH for first.
You know what, Mike? Eric was on this a little bit. I don't agree. He says, we have an abundance of pitchers. Why not trade for a bat? You take a look 1 year down the road. This pitching staff is not. Are you willing to give up your future in pitching?
Depending on who you get, and if that person that you get will be part of the future.
I think it's easier to add bats than it is add good pitching. And if you think you got good pitching, don't trade it.
Well, I don't think the Giants have the bats to trade for a pitcher, right? I think that's the problem right now. The Giants have pitching to trade for a bat, and not the other way around.
I don't think they have anything to trade to begin with. I think they're going to be. I think it's going to be a non-starter team when it comes to trades, even at the trade deadline. The only way they're going to make trades at the trade deadline is they pack it in and trade guys that you didn't see come.
I tell you what, though, it depends, though, man. And here's what depends. If the Giants are out of it, they're going to trade away, but they're not going to trade for. If the Giants are in it, well, then they'll trade for. Come on. I think Buster Posey understands. And look, he was around when Sabian was making these moves at the trade deadline that helped the Giants win freaking World Series, man. So I got a feeling that Buster Posey will make the right move depending on the situation of the club at the trade deadline.
Could be.
I do. I have faith in that.
Harrison could be an odd man out, Eric. There's still the question about Birdsong, too, dude. I just think this team is mismanaged all the way around. Birdsong's got to get some starts, Eric. Got to give him starts, see what he does.
I asked that question tonight. Hold on real quick. Orange Man is in the house. Check it out. There he is. But he says, trade Orange Man to Padres. What's going on, man? What do you want to wear? You want to wear puke yellow? You want to wear puke yellow, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. You got to stay in the orange. But I asked that. I was like, I want to see Birdsong in the rotation. The problem is, and Glenn made a great point today, Glenn Kuiper. He was saying, but he's doing such a fantastic job coming out of that bullpen. And that's the thing, man. I mean, because it's great when you have a guy who's stumbling in the road, whether it's Hicks or Roop. Verlander seems to be taking care of business, right? I have no fear now. He's had 3 starts in a row that have been pretty damn good. So I'm not too worried about Verlander. Now, later in the season, yeah, right?
Good point.
Maybe.
Glenn made a good point. My question, my point of view is just the opposite as usual, Eric. You got Birdsong, who's been lights out, really. After tonight's performance, I would have to say Birdsong is he has given us the best quality out of the bullpen.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Him and
you're throwing Verlander's name around. So you got Hicks in there as a starting pitcher. Eric, I would rather have a pitcher in there who keeps us in the game till late in the game than bringing in a guy late in the game when we're down.
Yeah.
That's another, again, I would
like, what's crazy?
Dude, do you ever wish you were a fly on the wall over the Giants offices and know who's got what on dirt on who? Because like, why do we have to have Hicks as a starting pitcher? Oh, that's just what we promised. Promises. You sign the guy. Once he signed the contract, he does what you tell him.
Isn't that a song? Promises.
Promises.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Little new wave.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know, man. You know what's weird though? You know what's weird, Dean?
Yeah.
And for you too, Glenn, we would be having a totally different conversation here if Tyler didn't, quote unquote, shit the bed today. He shit the bed today. I mean, he's been fantastic, but he had a boo-boo, if you will, today. He gave up 2 runs. If he came in and was normally what he's been doing and just gets out of the inning, we're talking about a totally different game here. Right? Yes, the hitting is tough. The Giants did score 3 runs. Is it a lot? No, it's not. I think the Giants should have scored more. Don't get me wrong. But Tyler should have came in and got the job done. Let's not put the entire onus onto hitting, right? Is that fair? I mean, that's kind of unfair to put it all on the hitting when you had one pitcher come out and just kind of had a bad inning.
Well, if we're talking in the short term, sure, I agree 100%. Like if we're looking on a game by game basis, this game did end up getting lost by Rogers having a bad outing, and but I think the problem with like just kind of chalking it up to that is like the offense has been a sustained issue. Rogers has been consistently very, very good, and you can chalk up a bad inning to just like he just didn't have his stuff today. We've had this before. I mean, like Rodriguez got lit up for a home run at one point, and then there was
it was in San Diego.
Yeah, and there was Trevino had a good early start to the year, but then got lit up. So these things just kind of like they happen, and that's kind of the nature of the bullpen. Is like out of all the pieces, that feels like the part that ends up kind of being the most volatile piece for when you look at a pitcher by pitcher basis. But the hitting has been a consistent problem for at least the last month, and it's just like continuing to rear its ugly head. And this is the team with the pitching where you would imagine that this is supposed to get better. And actually to kind of look at this from another perspective too, you brought up, yes, Verlander has had some pretty good outings, but let's also look at the outside of San Diego. Let's look at who the Giants have been facing. We've faced the Brewers, whose offense is like nothing particularly special. We faced the Rangers, who I believe still have the fewest runs scored in baseball right now. And now we're facing the Rockies, who have a bottom 5 offense. These are teams that pitchers should be basically like putting in their work against and going in deep against. I can understand not doing so well against San Diego. Their offense wasn't a bit of a slump, but a little bit was predicated on injury. Arias came back. He did what he normally does. Tatis did his thing in game 2. Machado did his thing in game 1. So, it's like I can kind of see that, like, the pitching had a pretty tough matchup against the Padres, but against guys like the Brewers, the Rangers, the Rockies, you've got to take advantage of those statistical advantages that you've got. And when that doesn't happen, you get in positions like how we feel after this game. And now we're kind of like the sky isn't falling yet, but we're starting to see the cracks. We've been seeing the cracks, but we're seeing the cracks get pretty big and very noticeable and even exploited by opposing teams. So I don't know. The team's got a lot of soul searching to do right now, I'm sure.
You know, Eric, we've talked about it many times. It's not worth getting into deep conversations tonight. I know Dan has the exact same thoughts, but look what RJ just said. Chapman is Beaumel's guy. He needs to lead this team for the bag he got. Eric, Chapman, again, on any other team is a number 7 hitter. He is not your 6, leading hitter. He's an average guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, where does he excel? We all know, right? The glove. That's where he excels. And
Adames he never batted over 247. Dean,
well, no, well, he batted 251 last year, but
okay, 251. Okay.
I hear what you're saying, though.
So 4 points that I missed along the way. Dean, I've said for 2-3 weeks now that this was going to go downhill. And I said my biggest fear was, how do you compete with like teams like Colorado? How do you compete with teams like Colorado when you're only throwing 5 hitters out there at them? And the other 4 are batting 150, 120.
I'll tell you what, though. If you saw today, and there's a few, Dean, you're at the game. A couple of Giants got freaking oracled. Chapman got oracled. Who was the guy that hit it to deep right? It went up. He went right up to the wall and had to catch it. Was that Yaz or was that Koss? I can't remember who it was. I mean, it went straight to the guy who had his back on the wall.
Yeah, Koss had a deep fly ball that got caught at the warning track. We had Yaz hit
maybe it was Yaz
hit a double that was.
He missed it by 3 feet. Yeah. So you had
it happens. That's baseball.
That's baseball, man.
So are we changing our tune? Are we going to go from the Giants blew it to Colorado got lucky tonight?
Yeah, maybe Colorado got lucky. Yeah, maybe. But no, right? I mean, that's the beauty of this game, guys.
Well, there's nothing beautiful tonight. You can say what you want, Eric. There's nothing beautiful to me.
No, don't get me wrong. No. I'm not talking about specifically to this game. I'm talking about just the game of baseball. It's a game of inches. They say that for a reason because there's so many things that happen, whether it's beating out a freaking an infield single, whether it's freaking getting a tag on somebody on stealing a base, whether it's hitting a home run by a couple of inches. I mean, it's just missing the barrel of the bat by centimeters. I mean, it's incredible, man. That's why I love this game. You just never know what's going to happen.
And Dean, Eric, guys, you know the biggest thing in my mind that is missing when we've got a team that can't hit. You notice they're starting to make errors, booting the ball around too, Eric. There's problems, weaknesses. You know, the single biggest thing missing. You can talk about Posey all you want. The thing that is missing now is that. True leadership. That's leadership.
But
you think he wouldn't be waiting to the trade deadline. He'd be fixing things now.
No, I don't think so.
And the days of that are gone.
Well, that's the problem. That how does that get fixed?
We got another 7 more years. Hey. 7 more years to wait for that.
Where do you get someone like this? How did the Giants get that guy? How did they get him?
You keep going to the draft, but you're telling me but you don't want to draft. You said we got to draft catching.
You got to draft, and you know what? They might draft a catcher. You know what? I tell you what, though, there may be an infielder out there in the draft here soon.
Oh my God! Oh my! He didn't even hit the ball. He hit the tee. He went out. Oh my God!
There you go. See?
Little shot into McCovey Cove there, right? That would have been into the Pacific.
Hey, and look, and if it doesn't work out, he's always got another job doing something else. There you go, man. I love
Nothing he can't do.
I love it, dude. That is so freaking awesome,
man.
But no, But seriously, that's what the Giants got to do. They got to go out there and they got to draft. Unfortunately, it takes time. It does. People, that's the problem, man. Nobody wants to take the time. Everybody wants answers now, man. Figure it out now. But it's okay, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
but again, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. The problem is we got off to this big start, and it just everybody's expectations were just
And I tell you what,
simplified.
way
Up
that's
here.
That's a great point. We could all agree that it was how do you want to say? It was overblown to a certain extent. People's feelings about the team. It gave you a false sense of where the team really is. Is the team, let's be honest, guys. Come on. Is the Giants a typical 8-1 team in 9 games? No, they're not. Let's be honest. Are they more of where they are now? I think they're 11-12, I think, since then or something like that. So, well, there you go. It's a
Dean's
tale.
looking that up now.
Look,
you're exactly right. 11, 12.
There you go.
In the matter of 30 games here,
There you go.
right around there, a month worth of baseball, you got a team that has over-exceeded, and then you got a team that is 500. So somewhere, I think in the middle is the team. Maybe
You
not.
just gotta, if you're a fan, you gotta face reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, you kind of just gotta hope that what we're seeing now, that what we're seeing is the floor, and not,
Right. That's fair.
and that there isn't more floor to go down.
Yeah, that it ain't the ceiling. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. One thing I will say, and actually, like, this is actually something that's kind of interesting that I've at least sort of noticed, and I think is sort of exacerbated this issue of like this team's hot start. And this is actually to your point, Eric, about like the game of baseball, like, is sort of intrinsically sort of tied together with luck. Like, luck is going to be a part of the game no matter how you slice it.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of what the Giants were doing early partially took advantage of that. Like, I noticed that very early on, they were doing a lot. Like, again, the base stealing was a lot more aggressive in the early season.
It
Potentially
was.
better for
It
worse.
was.
They've kind of gone
point.
back to how they've been before, where they're not stealing bases very often, and when they are, they're not doing a very good job of actually stealing the base. And what I'm noticing is that, like, these sorts of plays, they open up opportunities for the opposing defenses to make mistakes. And, I've even seen, like, earlier on, I feel like their base running in general was more aggressive. And now it's not really working. And I think we're seeing sort of the flip side of this coin, where early on they were kind of getting the benefit of defenses not being prepared for their like aggressiveness on the base path and base stealing. And now they're seeing the opposite end of it, where when they're trying to do it, it's not working. And so, this all balances out. This, you can get away with it a lot. Like, I mean, we have 5 walk-offs at home. I don't like that. That on its own kind of looks like a lucky stat. And yeah, like, again, the whole thing with the Ramos Little League home run, that was a whole thing. The Yelich drop that helped us get ahead in that game.
Yep.
Those sorts of things.
Harang, who bobbled the ball at second base.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like, you can make plays to try to push the luck a little bit more in your favor, but at the end of the day, you have to face that, like, just as often as you're going to get the positive side of that coin, you're going to be on the butt end of it. And right now we are on the butt end of that too, in addition to all of our issues with hitting.
Yeah. There you go. We got $6 coming in from Rob Iman. What is up? Seen you before. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Bailey's sub 200 average is becoming concerning. Yes. It's time to consider platooning Huff and Bailey.
I don't know. Huff doesn't really. I was talking depth earlier. Does Huff really swing the pendulum the other way?
What's he batting?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Is he that much greater with the bat to where you would want to platoon him?
I often use the term Rob Peter to pay Paul. That's the same thing.
Yeah. Rob, I don't know, man.
I like where he's going with it. I like where he's going.
Tommy Murphy sums it up nicely. Huff his ass. There you go. I don't know if I would go, Tommy. I don't think I would go that far, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
well.
I get your point.
he's batting 214. That's technically better, but it doesn't
Are we
really get anybody
Are we
excited.
going to?
He's trying to find solutions.
Are we going to take a look at the out of town tonight, Eric, or what are we going to do before we wrap it up this evening?
You want to do that? Want to look at it?
I'm going to wrap it up and then do the out of town and wrap it up.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, Dean. Thanks for
Appreciate it,
coming in.
Dean. We're gonna do the out of town scoreboard and then get on
All right.
out of here.
Sounds good. All right.
Bedtime
Good talking
for
to
you.
you as always.
Hey, thanks for filling us in, man. Appreciate it.
What's your schedule? You going tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, no, I'm hanging out with some friends tomorrow night. My next game, I think, is going to be when the D-backs are in town, actually. So going to be a couple weeks for that one.
Thanks
Sounds
for the
good.
update today from the ballpark. Love the picture you sent me.
Hey, no problem, man. Oh, Glenn, one last thing. I got your stickers the other day, so
You
just
got
letting you know.
show it up and see everybody got stickers who asked for them, Eric,
Nice.
except Eric and I got some.
Nice.
Eric didn't get any.
No, I haven't got any.
Dean, you got more than I'll send you more if you need be. I just that was the first pressing and stick them where you want.
Right on.
There you
Sounds
go.
good. All
Okay,
right.
buddy.
Have a good night, y'all.
See ya.
Okay, bud.
All right,
There
there
you
we
go.
go.
He's a good fella. He's
Yeah.
a big fan too. I'm glad. You
Good
know what?
stuff.
Sometimes you're at a ball game, Eric. You've done it before. I think you were chatting to people within the last year when we were there. I just randomly spoke to him because he had his scorebook.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, a
why not?
friendship just boom. Otherwise,
There you go.
he wouldn't even have known we had the show. We just passed in the night, so to speak. So I'm glad we got to know each other. Glad he's part of the show, and he does a great job when he comes on.
Yep, there we go.
Now, a Giant Sports Talk Live scoreboard update.
All right, scoreboard time. Let me refresh it just to make sure. Cubs beat the Pirates 8-3 in Pittsburgh. By the way, I guess we could talk about this real quick, Glenn. Did you see the footage of what happened in Pittsburgh yesterday?
Earlier today, this morning's game.
No, yesterday, last night, a fan fell off of that 20-foot wall. in
No,
right
that was.
field.
Well, I thought that was today's game. That was
No,
today.
that was last night's game.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw the replay start popping up this afternoon.
It was when I first saw it. It's funny because a senior had sent it on the text group, and I was like, "Man, that's fake," because it looked bogus. I was like, "No way."
They said they investigated. The police were involved. Was investigating. Dude, he looked like he was going for an Olympic gold medal. It looked like he just dove right off of it.
It was so weird. It looked seriously in one of the footage that I saw. It looked like he literally had a spring-loaded ass, and it launched him straight out of the front. I'm like, what was that?
He
It
somersaulted.
didn't look right. It didn't look right. Now,
Nope.
supposedly he was under the influence, and
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And then his buddy ended up on the field down there. And did you notice when they were going to cart him off, Eric? I thought he was dead. The guy was lifeless. I said, it looked like he had 2 broken legs. And I mean, it was a big fall. And it was the way he it was with the force.
Yeah,
He didn't just fall.
I'm not going to show it. That's just.
No.
It
I don't
was
think
too
we
damn
need to do
gnarly.
that. No.
No, but it was just crazy. Hey, thoughts and prayers to that guy. I don't know what his prognosis is going to be. I don't know if he's going to be a.
He's in critical condition tonight.
He's still in critical.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a shame. But anyways, Cubs beat the Pirates 8-3 in Pittsburgh.
And that railing was substantially high when you stand up, Eric, because you saw when he was actually up. So somebody just said about him, he was jumping. Dude, you didn't jump, you had to leap.
Yeah, it made no sense.
No, it didn't. All right, Reds over the Cardinals 9-1. That was an early game today. Jose Trevino, he had a 2-run home run. Lots of hits, 9 runs on 9 hits. But the Cardinals, on the other hand, they just couldn't get the bats going today, Eric.
Nope, they couldn't. And the Diamondbacks, look at that. Even though Juan Soto homered twice, the D-backs were able to get the win against the Mets 4-2 in good old. What is that? Flushing, right? Isn't it Flushing?
Yeah, Flushing. Well, I'll tell you what, Eric. You know why that was a big win for the Diamondbacks? They're in a tight race here in the National League Western Division. They they had to face that Juan Soto bat, which is heating up, and they beat. You know who took the loss? Kodai Senga.
Yikes.
Yeah, and they beat him in Flushing, where the Mets are 13-3, so just their third loss at home. It's always a great day for baseball in Kansas City. You know that, Eric. And it's always a great day when the Royals go to George Steinbrenner's ballpark. I wouldn't even call it a stadium. It's not a stadium. It's a little ballpark, a little tiny little ballpark. Royals, 15 hits en route to an 8-2 win. It was pretty lopsided game. Lots of hits. If you like offense, it's a good game.
Yep. And the Guardians, look at that. They were able to walk it off in extras. 10th inning. Guardians walk it off, beat the Twins 4-3. Let's see what the record is. Guardians playing some really good baseball. 18-13, 11-5 at home. It's a pretty good record.
Will the real men in black stand up? The White Sox 8-0 over the Brew Crew, despite the fact they're 8-23 and 5-10 at home. So the White Sox won. Eric, bit of a trend here today. Just into the newsroom. The White Sox win and Colorado wins on the same day.
That's crazy.
Oh, you're telling me.
That's crazy. Athletics beat the Rangers again. They blank them.
Ooh, seniors happy.
Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. The Athletics are playing some really good baseball.
They're young and up and coming.
If I'm not mistaken, they got the 4th best record in the American League.
They're young. They're just, you know what? They were a team that wasn't winning. They just built this. They built it, Eric. They built this team. Young guys.
Are you saying
catcher?
Did they build it on rock and roll? That's the question.
Not the city, the team.
What? how things go in Philadelphia?
The Phillies were beaten by the Nationals of all clubs. So it's a bit of a trend here. All the team. You know what? It's a good thing I didn't bet on the games today, Eric, because I don't think I picked the winner all day. 4-2 Nationals over the Phillies. Holy cow! Taijuan Walker made an incredible play for the Phils on the mound. He was playing some great D.
Nice.
Helped himself.
Blue Jays beat the Red Sox in Toronto 4-2. Look at that. Vlad Jr. comes up huge with a go-ahead dinger. A dinger in the 8th.
Tigers over the Angels 10-4. Guess what? Soler had a home run, but so did Spencer Torkelson. He had a 2-run shot. 10-4.
Dude,
Tigers win. That game was in
Torkelson.
Burbank. That game was in Burbank.
Anaheim, close enough.
Yeah, I call it Burbank. They stay in the hotel in Burbank.
Tigers, I tell you what, Torkelson, though, the guy he's starting to live up to the hype now.
Yeah, but didn't we hear some guys in the chat last week saying we got to trade for? What makes you think that anybody's getting Torkelson?
It ain't happening. There's no way Detroit is getting.
Let's trade for Bryce Harper and Vladdy and Torkelson next week, Eric.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, we'll cap it off with trading for Shohei. Yeah, it ain't happening.
Why not?
Okay. Not right now. And then, of course, we already know this damn
4-3. Goodness gracious.
Yikes.
You can't keep looking at this Giants team with naked eyes, Eric.
Nope, don't get it.
Promises.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Naked eyes.
Okay. Now, that's who's saying it. Got it.
We'll try that again next week, but just
I knew it had to do with a band somewhere. Yeah.
I think
World
they also
Series in
sang,
Sacramento
"There's
would be
always
hilarious."
something there to remind me." Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
We'll be hearing a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness gracious, man.
Time to go catch some games. Yeah, no kidding. All right, what do we got? Verlander for Torkelson ain't happening. Tommy, ain't happening. There's no way. Detroit's playing some really good baseball. There's no way they're trading them. Just this is not happening.
How's it go? There's always something there to remind me. Something like that. I think there was an edit in the studio or something like that.
You're in the boat.
Want answers? You can't handle the truth.
It's in there.
We'll see what happens tomorrow, Eric. We got Robbie Ray grunting and groaning. He'll be grunting and groaning if he loses to this team.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what happens.
And who's on the hill tomorrow for Colorado? With Freeland pitching. I figured that today they would win today.
No, dude. I thought that this was. I don't know who the hell they're throwing out there. Who are they throwing?
I usually look up the stats. My phone's dead. Yeah.
Oh well.
I got a brand new phone. I can't use it yet because I don't have a case for it.
Nope.
So it ain't coming out till.
Ooh, double down says trade for Logan O'Hoppe. That guy's good. That guy's good.
But again, so why would the Angels? We can't trade and get teams good players.
If you,
they're not trading O'Hoppe. Okay, Eric.
For Harrison.
So Harrison, people are calling up the Angels radio network and saying, "Oh, I got a trade for you there, Angels guys. Why don't we go out and get Ramos and Lee from the Giants?" No, and they're saying what? Because you're not getting them.
Harrison, you could trade Harrison for O'Hoppe.
Not Ramos.
No, Harrison.
Harrison for O'Hoppe? Don't think so.
That guy could be your catcher for a while, man. He's good. That's what I'm talking about, man.
No, you'd like to see them do it. I don't think the Angels would be silly enough to do that.
They might. They need starting pitching. That's the thing. That's why.
So are they going to trade an O'Hoppe for a minor league pitcher?
Well, he's really sort of kind of like a minor leaguer, but
what? No trade value.
He's got some. Trust me.
Not for an O'Hoppe.
I think it could get it done. I do.
Maybe a Nicky Lopez. Licky Lopez. Let's get out of here. See you in the morning, 8 o'clock.
Guys, okay? And we'll see you tomorrow night. It's going to be another late post game because the games are just ending later because of the night games. Let's go out there and get a win. Come on. They got to win, man. Come on, Ray. Get out there. Let's go.
After this one, I'm ready to go tomorrow night, Eric. I'm ready to go now. God,
let's go.
I told you in a chat, I couldn't make it in. I was ill last night, very under the weather. And I said to you, what did I say to you? I texted you and I said, I've never been more excited for game night.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for tomorrow night, buddy. I'll have the wings ready, the popcorn, and then I'll be sick after the show. Miss tomorrow night, too. All right, see ya.
All right, come on, Ray. Get the win.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.